All right, here we are in Antigua Shipyard. Karate Esports Club Lucifron once again sporting the green Terran down in the bottom right corner. And way on the other side, we've got Gamers League Snute as the red Zerg up in the top left. GLHFs go down for both players. This one is for elimination, so a lot on the line here on Antigua Shipyard.
Okay, so let's see here what both these guys are going to offer. I'm not really surprised to see the pick of Antigua Shipyard from our Terran player Lucifron. It's a map where you can definitely get in and do damage with Hellions, because if you look, the path up into the natural is actually quite large, and then on top of that, you have a ton of space that you actually have to defend before you even get to that ramp. So Zerg players, a lot of times, they either have to be very crafty with putting buildings back behind the mineral line to close off that space, and then spend a lot of concerted time to close this off here in the middle. So it can be quite difficult to defend against strong Hellion play.
Yep, and if Snute is prepared for it, and it looks like, at least on the last game, on the first game where he had the double Evo Chamber, 3 Queens, and a Spine Crawler, he should have something prepared to try and slow down Lucifron's aggression, at least if Snute is not planning on just going all out himself. But we don't have an early pool just yet. He may actually go hatch first here against Lucifron, which would be pretty risky. We'll see if those minerals keep going up, and it appears they will.
Yes, yes indeed. So hatch first coming out for him, not the earlier pool like we saw before, and where he did have enough time to actually be able to hold off that early 11-11 racks. That can always be so crazy for a Zerg player to try and deal with, as we saw yesterday from the games between Rhett and DeMuslim, where we had 3 11-11 racks in a row, and DeMuslim won 2 of those, and well, he advanced to the round of 8.
Yep, that's like major coin flip city. It's like, okay, I know Rhett can stop it. Let's see what happens in the third game when I try it. But you know, he won the coin flip there and moved on to the round of 8. He's got a 1 in 8 chance, actually no, a 2 in 8 chance of actually making it to that World All Stars team. So if that's what it takes, that's what, you know. If it can beat Rhett, maybe it can beat Korean players too. We'll see at IPL 5 perhaps if DeMuslim does get through. But who actually won? I didn't actually see the White Raw versus Koss results.
Koss won 2-0.
Koss won 2-0, okay.
Yeah.
And White Raw actually beat Koss in a different event yesterday as well. So,
yeah.
So they're matching up quite a lot these days. But that happens because they're both, you know, Russia players. So they both, I'm sure, play in a lot of the same event. Yeah, well, I meant Eastern Europe.
Okay, gotcha.
And Russia,
yeah.
But yeah, they're both the same region, so they match up a lot in local events as well.
Yep. And nothing too surprising out of both our players so far. Lucifron going for double gas immediately after the command center following up that 1 Rax gasless fast expand. So everything is pretty darn normal, honestly. This is the build that Lucifron likes. He goes into reactored Hellions. He tests the waters with a Banshee or 2. But then, if he feels any sort of weakness in your defense, he'll make like 8 to 10 Hellions and just go try and kill you with just sheer economic damage.
Yeah, we'll see if Snute builds a Roach Warren or not, as you know, the Life MVP series comes to mind once again, with Blue Flame Hellions being a constant threat, and Life never built a Roach Warren, never tried, and just, you know, lost double-digit drones every single time. But if Lucifron's always, you know, threatening to do that, I imagine Roaches would certainly help. But you know, Factory only coming up now. Doesn't have a threat just yet.
Well, thank you for bringing up Life. As we've mentioned before, yes, but he is actually the next contestant on IPL Fight Club. He's going to try his might against the 11-time reigning champion TSL Hyun, who has been dominating everyone and everything. So no longer can you say that we're trying to feed Hyun easy opponents, because this guy's the reigning GSL Code S champion, and people have been calling for a ZVZ. He's a Zerg player too.
Yeah, so we know Hyun can beat you know, world-class Protoss and Terran players. Zerg versus Zerg is a field that we have not tested him yet. So we haven't even thrown him softballs, you know, like there's no weaker Zergs that we've thrown up first. It's going straight to the end boss, so to speak, with Startail Life. And Life did just beat MVP in a best of 7, but this is Hyun in a best of 9.
And Life did crush Hyun, actually, in our own IPTL.
Oh, that one, the one game they played, Life did pretty much smack him around. So we'll see. We'll see on Monday if Hyun learned anything from that encounter or not.
Okay, well, Roaches and a good number of Lings are coming out here, and oh, it's going to be another big Baneling push. We'll see what he wants to do with this. There's Lucifron should be able to pick up on this pretty early. Oh, and he does see multiple roaches, so how will he defend? He already has one bunker up. He may need a second, I'm not sure. Cloaked Banshees are on the way, and thankfully for him, he did start the Banshee before Cloak, so he's going to get that unit out a little quicker.
All right, these multiple roaches moving forward. There's only a few Hellions here, no, blue flame or anything like that. So they could actually get surrounded just by Lings and dispatched. But this Banshee is going to be the one that makes the difference. Cloak is not done, but obviously none of these units can shoot up at them, so it doesn't matter a whole lot just yet. The Lings moving forward are going to kill some, ooh, maybe not even kill any SCVs as two Hellions rush to their rescue, but there's a lot more Lings where that came from. Zergling speed is done, and now Banelings are morphing in on the spot. Snute wants to make this one a quick game.
Yes, he does, but Lucifron, he's got a lot of stuff back here. He's repairing up this bunker to full, and he's keeping that Banshee overhead, and hasn't really taken that much economic damage yet. He's lost 7 workers, but, he's still in a position that he can recover from right now. This is going to be a little bit harder, though. If there's any follow-up from Snute at all, and he can kill a few more workers, that's when he can start to turn the tide, but he really doesn't have a lot here.
Yeah, he's not following up. He needs to take the time to actually tech up now because he did not deliver a killing blow with this attack. He really needs some detection, some anti-air very, very quickly, as right now Cloak is done. I'm surprised he hasn't. Has he gone up to Lair yet already? No, he needs some detection. There we go. Evolution Chamber finally getting dropped, but Lair is going to be the next order of business for him, and trying to get some, maybe a Hydralisk gun or even a Spire out.
That Evolution Chamber's not going to be done for a while,
nope.
And after that he has to build Spore Crawlers, so this could be a lot of dead drones. Let's see if Lucifron can actually tie up the economic damage that he's taken. He is down by 11 workers right now, but of course he is building his 3rd command center, and he should have, he's actually going to prioritize Queens here.
Yeah, and Spore Crawlers are building now in the main, but there's none building in, okay, they are building in the natural now as well. 4 Spore Crawlers in total.
Oh, wow.
These drones have nowhere to run. They can't even run to the Queens because there's just no detection available at all, so it really wouldn't even matter. The Queens are going to return over here. They know the Banshees are there, despite them being cloaked, obviously, because of the rockets. But 17 workers killed in rapid succession.
Wow.
By these two. I thought that was the production tab for a second. I was like, 34 drones?
No.
How? What is he doing? Okay, that makes more sense.
Yes.
But yeah, he did definitely tie up that advantage that Snute had.
And even picking away at this Spine Crawler, too, just to move it out of position. Needs to get out of the range of detection, and does, but Lair Tech is still quite a ways away, so no threat of Overseers for a while.
All right, all the Hellions are showing up as well, so, I mean, Snute actually hasn't been building any fighting units on the ground because he's been devoting a lot of resources and attention to try and get anti-air and detection out there, so all these Hellions actually do have a chance to get a lot of good damage in, especially with the added DPS of that Cloaked Banshee, and look at that, resources lost actually still climbing for Snute, and these 3 Hellions might get a chance to do some more damage. Probably doesn't want to waste any time here at the hatch when there are some juicy drone lines to be killing off instead. Killing larvae is not bad, though.
Yeah, underrated use of Hellions. You can dispatch those pretty efficiently. So now it's 47 workers to 48 as Lucifron just killed 19 of them in total. He's sitting on his 3rd command center, moving up to 5 barracks in total. Still has the prepared defensive position with those supply depots, and starting to accumulate his army. So things are looking pretty good for Lucifron. Snute, though, going right up in tech, going to start hitting double Evolution Chamber. Actually, this is going to be triple, and Infestation Pit.
Yeah, Snute got reset pretty hard there, and I mean, he does have +1 armor up, so he knows that he's building a 3rd Evolution Chamber. It's not a mistake. I'm sure he'll be rolling ranged melee and armor all at once. If he can afford it, which it looks like he's already gone through his mineral costs, or his mineral count, very, very quickly, just adding more Queens and drones at the time. But Lucifron establishing a 3rd base around the same time that Snute is starting to populate his, so he is actually ahead if you consider those mules. More drones being made now by Snute. He just does not have the time to try and get a bunch of fighting units out until that Infestation Pit is done.
Yeah, you can see the mineral incomes there are favoring Lucifron. So he's doing a pretty good job with that. Let's see here. Pathogen Glands is pretty far along. In just a couple of seconds, it'll actually be ready, though, for... yeah, there we go. Now he can start producing a few infestors if he wants to, but up to this point, these Banshees have just continued to just rock face, and the last couple of Queens that are coming up in defense, not really doing all that much here, and these Banshees are circling back, picking off a few more drones.
Yeah, no Spore Crawlers were built at the 3rd base. He had plenty of time to do it. and just did not prepare for those Banshees that he knew were still out there. So a little bit of a mistake there from Snute. We've got 67 drones out for him now, 58 SCVs for Lucifron, and that resources loss count is actually doubled now for Snute compared to Lucifron. Lucifron surging forward. You can look at the supply count right now, 124 against 88. That is not a great position for the Zerg player. Lucifron might not even realize how far ahead he is, you know, building 8 Marines and tanks and medevacs at a time.
There are a lot of infestors on the way now, but Snute, being supply blocked, had to produce 5 overlords at a time just to make sure he would increase that supply cap to any sort of reasonable number. He's trying to go up to Hive. He wants to make any sort of units that'll be able to hold off his opponent cost efficiently. But the problem is, Lucifron's got a lot of stuff.
Yes.
He just has a lot of junk on the ground and has the ability to move up into Vikings pretty quickly if we start to see the Broodlord path. If it's Ultralisks, he already is, or can be prepared, I should say, with a lot of barracks down to swap into a bunch of Marauders and then even tanks with his factories.
Yeah, I would love to see Lucifron build actually just 1 Viking right now to start clearing out the overlords on his side of the map. There are 4 easy targets that he could just go after with the price of 1 Viking, but after that, you know, it can just lead to a very easy transition if Broodlords do start to show up. All these infestors on the ground not showing up just yet, as all these creep tumors are going to get taken out pretty quickly with a couple of scans. And just above them, there are the infestors, but they're really not super cost efficient against small amounts of units. Fungal is great for pinning something in place, but you need like 3 fungals to kill Banshee. You can see those infested Terrans are trying to be efficient, but the fungals really are necessary because they can cloak, and Lucifron just takes that entire time to just blast down the front door of this 3rd base.
Well, I mean, Banshees are mechanical, but they're not armored units, so the additional damage doesn't do anything for those infestors. Fungal growth does hit a few Marines up at the front, but that's not the bulk of the forces. Lucifron actually just drawing out all the energy from these infestors and continuing to roll forward. Now he's starting to slowly bring up the remainder of his units here.
Yeah, he didn't reveal his entire force when he started, and maybe the infestors just got, you know, trigger happy and went for that first big clump because he didn't realize how much is actually on the tail end of Lucifron's force. You can see the infestors looping around now toward the back line. Let's see if the infestors are going to get anything done. They're going to launch some infested Terrans directly onto the tanks, but the scan is a great, very quick response there from Lucifron to take out those infestors.
Yeah, and he has so much stuff left alive. He's killed his opponent's 3rd base. Looks like there is another hatchery coming up in the top right corner, or it did just finish up, but it's kind of inconsequential at this stage of the game. Oh,
yikes.
The infestors just get obliterated. 1 more full infestor there. Actually, a few more popping out, but they're just running into a meat grinder.
Yeah, those Marines actually killed a lot of infestors. 1 HP remaining on another. But Lucifron does have a split force now. He's taking out this 4th base, which he may not have even realized was there. Just, you know, sent a medevac around and located it. And Snute's going for a counterattack. Of course, that's not going to work, as Lucifron is making something like 9 Marines constantly. And there's the well-played, good game, and good luck from gamers like Snute. Lucifron moves on into the round of 8.
There we have it. So congratulations to Lucifron, Toronto Esports Club, of course, well represented in many tournaments, and this one will be no exception. So congratulations to him. We still have 2 more sets for you tonight, though. We have the set between Thorzane and VP Slivko, which is going to come up next, and then we have Vortex versus Mana right after that. A couple of things that are going on, though. One, we're actually giving an open search for our next StarCraft 2 caster in-house here. We actually want you to apply for that full-time job here at the IGNProLeague. For more details, you can head over to bit.ly/IPLcasters. Again, bit.ly/IPLcasters, or you can head over to youtube.com/IPLesports, our brand new YouTube channel, to check out the sweet intro video that we have. Actually, do we have that queued up? Could we actually show that? Yeah, let's go ahead and show you the video. We'll run to a break. We'll come back for VP Slivko versus EG Thorzane.
Hi, how's it going?
Hello. Your name is?
Mortimer.
And your gamer tag?
Mortimer StarCraft.
Oh, good.
Show us what you got.
Okay. Here come the Banelings. They're coming to the Marines. The Marines are going, oh my God, look at that. And there's 4 gateways, 4 of them. Oh my God, the Marines, the Banelings.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your approach to casting?
First of all, I'm not a caster. I'm a commentator.
That's one of the things that Day 9 and I have in common. Last week we were out to lunch actually, and we were discussing why we're better than the regular caster.
Oh my God! Are you serious?
So the probes are, they're gathering minerals, and the Protoss guy is building a gateway, so he's probably going to be putting out zealots if I'm any judge of that sort of thing.
I like him. See a lot of potential in him.
I'm not just some voice, some golden voice projecting onto the internet. I am the golden voice.
You think you can do better than these shitholes? Do you want the chance to cast live at IPL 5 in Las Vegas, or a full-time job here at the IPL? Well, then we want you to apply to the IPL StarCraft Caster Search. Make sure you get in your applications by October 31st, and check the description in the link below for more details.
Oh!
Get the fuck out.
Thanks.
That's it. Search is over. We found our caster.
I forgot my script.
Just shut up.